BigFooty Blues. BigFooty Blues. BigFooty Blues. Come on, the BigFooty Blues.
It's that time of year again. The anticipation, the excitement, the celebrations, the heartbreak, the passages of brilliance, and the moments of incompetence that leave you shaking your head. No, I'm not talking about the return of the AFL, but the return of the BigFooty Blues podcast. Welcome to episode 1 for 2015. I'm ODN, and I'm getting the band back together. Once a podcast legend with a golden voice and contemporary hairstyle, I'll now try anything I can to stay relevant to no avail. I'm the Paul McCartney of the group. Joining me on stage once more that we have settled our creative differences and respective lawsuits, please welcome. He's a creative genius who marches to the beat of his own drums, and after having jointly taken out the BigFooty Blues Poster of the Year award for 2014 is now charging us an exorbitant appearance fee. It's our Ringo star, ShanDog.
Thanks, mate. G'day, ODN. Hello, everyone.
Completely oblivious to anyone but each other and known for outrageous diva demands and looking at things through rose-coloured glasses and a sassy attitude, it's John Lennon and Yoko, oh no you didn't, HBF and MEB.
You're
Nice.
Yoko HBF. I'm not Yoko.
Welcome back, guys.
Nice to be here. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to be here with you guys and Yoko because I'm
Oh. Oh dear. All right, we've started with a bang this year.
Blues News.
Look, folks, just discuss this as I say it. We've just heard today that Shane Rogers has quit the club. There are rumours that he was going to lose his job at the end of the year, so he's left early. Not happy, having to report to Steve Silvani is the word. I don't know how much of this is true. I don't know if there's been an official announcement. It was in one of the media publications, but what do we think?
I'd love to know what the real story is, because it's quite disappointing. Everyone, a lot of people had talked up how well Shane Rogers has done over the last couple of years and how good his draft picks are looking, and seemed like we're getting some stability in the recruiting department and everything. So it's really disappointing that he's walked out. If it is the sort of him having to report to SOS now, if you add that to the fact that we're trying to poach the Hawthorn recruiter as well, you can kind of understand him not being too happy in his job. It really sucks. I'm not sure what to think of it all.
Yeah, I'm a bit sad about it, to be honest. I thought he was doing a really good job. Obviously I was a little bit in shock at some of his moves during trade week, but now looking back on it, I think he made all the right calls from what we can tell so far. I think a few months ago he was going to quit, and then he signed up to a 3-year deal. So I just think the whole thing's a little bit murky. Obviously only people within the club know the full story, whether he was offered a nice payout to jump or whatever happened there. But yeah, it's a little bit strange, and if it's just Sauce that's going to be taking on all of his role as well, I can't help but feel like we're back to being under-resourced in that space as well. Because remember we brought Sauce on to give us more resources, or that was they were going to split some of the roles between a few more people, and now we're sort of back to square one. So I'm interested to see how it will all play out, but I am sad to see him go.
Given Sauce is a friend of our president, does it opens us up to attack about being a boys' club again?
Oh, what a surprise! That's new.
I've never heard that label once attributed to Carlton. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, but I think in a way the speculation is it might unfairly hurt Silvani as well. I'm sure he could have coexisted with Rogers as head recruiter and the list manager, and their two roles didn't need to become intertwined in any way. But we don't know what sort of lobbying is going on behind the scenes and whether this was the plan all along. But look, I've got to say that Emlo and Trigger have been making a lot of pretty decent noises and seem to be on a pretty good track. So I don't know. Like we had faith in Rogers, do we have faith in these two that the decisions that are being made are the right ones?
Yeah, look, I think Trig's a pretty good footy person, and I don't think, he would have just let, Rogers walk out the door. So, yeah, look, it's a shame to lose a good football person like him, but, I'm sure the club, I suppose, know what they're doing. So let's see what happens, whether Sauce does it all himself.
Our 2015 slogan, one club, one tribe, one love, is it partially redundant given the Rogers news? We no longer one club?
It's just stupid.
Yeah, sort of bad timing, isn't it? Although it's better than... I noticed we're running a 5-and-5 drive at the moment. 5,000 new members in 5 weeks.
And have you seen Jamo's in charge this week, so they've called it Pump Up the Jam?
I was going to ask. I saw that.
Wow.
I saw that come in my email. I was hoping that wasn't the actual slogan for the whole campaign.
It's just Jamo's taking care of it this week, so he's full logging it on Twitter and Instagram.
Yep.
And because you know the song, don't you? Like the song that tagline is based on.
Yes.
Yeah. For those of you playing at home, it's a song and it's terrible. So I don't know if each week they swap who's pushing it, and then each week they'll have a slogan for it. But so far, it's not great.
Maybe they could get Dylan Buckley next week. Maybe the buck stops with me or something like that.
Oh, see, I'd
good.
do an extra membership if Bucks is doing it.
There you go. Well, it's not a bad initiative to get the players involved. So on a sort of individual level like that, and we've got to try something. Didn't we get a new membership person in this year? Somebody in charge of memberships. I thought I recalled something at the end of last year.
Collingwood, I think. They used to work at Collingwood. Is that true, or is that something that I picked up from the banter thread?
I'm not sure. I know we got a new sponsorship person in last week as well, so corporate sponsorship person. So I'm not sure if I'm getting my wires crossed there.
I know they've got a new sort of incentive program to increase the membership base. So for every member that you recruit this year from now onwards, you get a percentage off the cost of your 2016 membership, which I think is a good initiative. Yeah,
10% for every person you introduce, I believe. So
yeah, up to a maximum of 50%. So that's a pretty decent discount.
Yeah, it's not a bad...
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I wonder if any other clubs are doing this, or if we've actually come up with something new. That sounds pretty good.
I haven't seen it from anyone else, but I know that the Melbourne Rebels do it, and they share headquarters, so maybe they've been having chats.
Oh yeah, fair enough then.
Our injury list at the moment. Obviously, Matthew Cruiser was the big news. His foot's not right. He's got a fracture in it again. Been going around in a moon boot and supposedly having about 6 weeks off. But you start to wonder about those. Last year when he did it, he ended up missing the rest of the season. So it's a massive concern because he was going to be like a new recruit for us this year and a real point of difference to our last season. So big concerns.
Because he's done a full pre-season, hopefully that holds him up till, he gets the moon boot off. Hopefully he doesn't miss too much of the year, maybe, the first month or something. But, yeah, you're right. It's obviously a concern that this foot is still giving him problems.
Yeah. We're also going to start the season without Andrew Walker. He's had I believe he was photographed in a hospital. We're going in to have knee surgery of some sort, and he'll be out for at least 6 weeks. And Cameron Giles, is that another foot injury or the same foot? Or
same one. Yeah.
He's gotten his moon boot off, so now he's obviously got to work on, strength and conditioning because he put a photo of his calf up on Instagram, and it's wasted away to nothing.
Yeah, he's listed as indefinite, so it's a shame that he's never been able to get on the park. So apart from that, it's all sort of 2-3 week injuries. Mark Murphy's calf injury should be right to go at this stage.
2 to 3 weeks is a different 2 to 3 weeks as I would define it.
We're sort of our light years are different to everybody else. We sort of our timing's like in a cryogenic chamber or something. So it's
work off Mars time. They're our sponsor.
But it is exciting that Sam Rowe gets to step up this week.
Rowie!
And I don't know if Murph would have played this week anyway, but now Rowie gets to captain.
So stoked. That is awesome.
With that, we'll launch straight into pre-game pep talk.
Pre-game pep talk.
So our first NAB challenge match comes up this week. It's Friday afternoon in WA, in Mandurah. Mick Malthouse staying behind to be with his wife who is having surgery. Rob Wiley will coach the Carlton team. As we talked about, Murphy's out with a bit of calf tightness, and Sam Rowe will be captaining the side. The likes of Gibbs, Henderson, Judd, Thomas and Jamison will be resting. So it's a pretty young side going in at the moment. We've got a squad of 29. Draftees, Blaine Bokhorst, Dylan Viejo Rainbow, Clem Smith, be named in the 29-man squad, along with other Blues, new guys, Jason Tutt, Christian Jacks, Matthew Dick and Liam Jones, and 3 will come out of that squad before the game. So I hope that all the new guys get a run and we get a good look at them. Good to see that Christian Jacks has been named because he had his own injury concerns during the off-season. So it's a very inexperienced side compared to the Eagles, who are only missing, I think, Nick Nack and Scott Selwood pretty much, and apart from that, sort of most of their best side, apparently. It will be, I can see the likes of Cripps, Buckley. I see Menzel named, but he's also in the injured list, so who knows what we're going to do there. Some of the rookies, Bradley Walsh, he's also in there, Tom Fields. So, it'll be, I seriously don't expect to win this game, but what are your expectations from this game? What do you want to see?
Same. And I want to see him kick some ass. So he said before, last year, he said that he hit someone and he liked it. So that's what I want to see. I know that's not what I would normally say, and I don't want him to get suspended or do anything dodgy, but I just want to see some aggression.
Now, in our intra-club game, Clem was a bit of a standout. Very, very flashy, did a lot of things to excite the crowd, and sort of showed a fair bit of skill up forward, so plus his hardness, but also pinpoint delivery, which wasn't really the knock on him before. That, if anything, was if there was anything to be critical about from what I was reading pre-draft, it was that his disposal wasn't, among the best. So that's a bit of a surprise if he's, weaving through traffic and hitting pinpoint passes to people. So
he has lost a lot of weight. So from the pictures, he's shed some pounds. So that would probably have a lot to do with his nimbleness. But where all of a sudden his pinpoint disposals have come from, I have no idea.
So a tougher version of Jeff Garland?
Maybe.
Let's hope so. I think it's going to be great if we can get to see maybe like Nick Graham, Patrick Cripps. Was Wiley playing? I think Wiley was named, wasn't he? No, he's on the injured list. But, see all these young guys line up in the middle at the same time would be really, really cool. Just to see how it goes. That's right, yep.
Yeah, I agree with you, Shan. I really want to see Cripps and Graham start in the middle on Friday night. I posted it on the boards today, but I think those two are going to be cornerstones of our midfield in years to come. So just to give them a taste on Friday would be fantastic. So that's what I'm going to be looking for Friday night.
The AFL are going to use the NAB Challenge to trial some rule changes. One of them is the stricter adjudication of the holding the ball rule, and I think that could help us to an extent. The amount of times we ran down players, over the last couple of years, and not to be rewarded with a free kick, that really hurt us when they were still sweeping the ball away after we'd gone through all the hard work and made the tackles. So I think that's something that might help us.
It could work against us too, though, because with all these young people, they're not going to have the experience to make quick decisions, so we might get pinged a fair bit as well.
Yeah, but we're going to save about 6 free kicks a game against us with Brock McLean's no longer there. So
oh, come on!
No, I'm saying Brock was he got pinged for holding the ball no matter what he did. As long as if he had it and he was tackled, he was gone. The umpires.
It's like row with deliberate.
Yeah, exactly.
You just didn't want him playing nearing a boundary, just stay in the middle of the park, right?
And a stricter adjudication of the blocking in the marking contest rule. So that's probably good for us. We've got some really good contested marks on our side. The Jones, Casbolt, Henderson, all very strong contested marks. So that probably helps us. Would have killed us years ago when Lance Whitner was playing because he was an expert blocker. That's
he had the frame for it.
Yeah, but he got pinged for it a lot too. Remember, it was shepherding. And we're also trialling 4 field umpires.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know that that's the right way to go about it.
Yeah. It's got to be getting close to the same number of officials and players on the ground at the same time now. It's getting out of control.
Also, we'll be doing unlimited interchange rotations over the first 3 weeks of the NEB Challenge, so that's good for the youngsters. They will get a bit of a break, and the last week it will go back to normal 120 rotations. While we're just talking about the young guys, Matt, how about we just pick out our favourite 1 or 2 players, or not our favourite 1 or 2, the ones we've adopted for the year to be our guys, and offer them encouragement as the year goes on. Who are you looking forward to watching go around the most?
Go on, maybe. I think you take who you want, and we'll pick the rest.
Okay,
so we'll have 5 left, 5 players to choose from.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I just want to make it clear to everyone that Clem is now my bitch. You can all keep your filthy paws away from him because I love him. Look, I could go through, honestly, all of them because I do like everyone. But Clem, I think I'm firmly on the Clem bandwagon.
Yeah.
But I still love Dill and I still love Rowe and lots of others. But Clem's my new baby.
Fantastic. The Clem wagon.
All right, HBF, get it out of the way. You've been dying to talk about him.
I have. I've mentioned him earlier, but Patrick Cripps, I think he's a real a clone of Job and Josh Kennedy. Shed so much weight, looks awesome, and expect him to have a pretty big year this year. So he'll be the one I'm watching pretty closely from Friday onwards.
Would you call him your bitch?
I wouldn't go that far.
I think HBF is Cripps' bitch.
That's much closer.
Be keen for that. I'll tell you what,
Cripps,
he talks about him.
Cripps is the distributor, HBF is the receiver.
Oh.
Do you have anybody else, HBF?
Look, I'll probably keep an eye on Skittles as well this year. I saw him a few times last year for the Jets and really liked what I saw. He was a little bit overshadowed by, a couple of the more highly fancied guys there with Laverde and Duggan, but he can certainly play. So look, whether he'll start as early as round 1, I'm not sure, but I'll try and get to some Northern Blues games and have a look at him. But yeah, probably Cripps, or definitely Cripps, and I'll keep an eye on Skittles as well.
All right, good choices, mate. I could have easily chosen those 2. ShanDog.
Oh, my boy Warnock. No, not Warnock. I'm really keen to, and I'm really hoping Kieran Sheehan gets a good run in the seniors. I know he's a rookie player, but I think he's going to play a bit of seniors, so I'll call him my boy. I wish I could watch him in the VFL a bit more, but being in Radelaide doesn't help too much. But yeah, I reckon Kieran Sheehan, I'm jumping on his bandwagon and taking everyone along with me for the ride.
Anyone else?
Look, to be honest with you, I'd really love to see great years from Dylan Buckley. I watch him pretty close, and Nick Graham as well. He's a bit of a personal favourite of mine. I reckon he's just about ready to physically have a real big impact this year. He looks really good.
Get off Dilbucks.
I know I've got to take a number for Dilbucks.
Yeah.
Look, I sort of don't like the players that have been criticised before they even had much of a chance. Players like Sam Doherty, I loved last year, and I think he's been getting a raw deal. Times people don't rate him as highly as they should. But having said that, it was all about the off-season and our training and drafting, and I particularly want to see Christian Jack and Blaine Bokhorst, the 2 that are hardest to pronounce for me. I want to see them shove it right up everybody who's bagged out that trade, who bagged out our first round selection. I too wasn't sure about that first round selection, but man, he's got the attributes we need, and he showed a glimpse of it in the intra club as well, Boakhorst, and both of them have fantastic disposal, which is what we've been lacking. They're quick. Jack can go both ends. He's a swing man. He can mark. Got a great boot on him. I really want to see those two in the side and doing well by the end of the year.
Yeah, I think just about everyone will be looking out for them. It's very important, I think, for them to really fire and work out.
Which, if they do work out, it's only going to make Shane Rogers more pissed off.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. I think it's time to go around the grounds. So around the grounds is sort of a look at the rest of the AFL and the other AFL teams. Yes, we do have a main board podcast on Big Footy, but this is just for the Carlton folk to discuss amongst ourselves things that are happening elsewhere. And it's just to appease HBF, who was holding his breath until we let him do it. So HBF, what would you like to talk about around the grounds, mate?
Gee, let me think. What could I talk about other clubs? Well, look, I suppose there is Essendon that we could have a little chat about.
Who?
Yeah. I think they're officially known on the North Melbourne board as an asterisk now. So I think they've taken it one step further than us. So I would actually encourage anyone who hasn't been on the North board to actually have a look through their thread. There's some very funny stuff over there. Look, it's just this. I mean, I could spend hours talking about it, but just that it's still dragging on, and that the AFL and between the AFL and Essendon, they had to, do some more behind door meetings, closed door meetings, this late into the NAB, or this close to the NAB challenge to see how they were going to field a team. It's just gone beyond a joke. So
It didn't exactly
the quick.
that. Essendon knew about this months ago. Remember months ago I told you that Gillen and all them were having a contingency planning meeting at the place where I worked?
Yes, I remember that.
Yes, and do you remember that I told you that I saw their minutes? And it was what to
told me
do
that.
with Essendon? And it said that they were going to raid the VFL and state leagues for players.
I didn't think you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this was known months and months ago, and it's just another example of Essendon pissing in their supporters' pockets so that they, form this close bond and they all sing Kumbaya and continue to drink the Kool-Aid. They're full of shit.
Oh, that's huge. I'm going to be on the Hot Topic board tonight.
Sozzy, maybe dropping bombs.
They're full of shit. Is that on any prohibited list, by the way? Shit? If they're full of that? No?
I think that's a banned substance.
They've gone doctor shopping for that? No?
They got it off some guy in Mexico.
Yeah.
It's not compounding, it's composting. Tish.
I thought I told you guys that, but my apologies if I hadn't shared that information. But
no, that's a bombshell.
Well, maybe we could have a segment, maybe it's bombshells, but that's the only one I've got, so we can just keep trotting that out.
Yeah, no problem. So they've picked a sterling list of top-up players, I see.
Yes, they have, haven't they?
They started training today, and they put a photo on Twitter, and it's so funny. There's a photo of them sitting in like an auditorium. They only take up 5 seats in the front row, and James Hird is talking to them. And oh my God, it just looks like a joke. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's because it is.
They got Sam Michael as well, who used to play for Brisbane. So he's the latest one to join the fold. So they've got 10 days to get a game plan and training into them.
I was just looking at the article that is talking about Sam Michael on the AFL website, and the first thing that crossed my mind was, Who is Sam Michael? I have no idea who he is. Oh, well, good luck to the little bummers. I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to for other teams is actually seeing, because a lot of people have pumped up Brisbane and how they've done in the off-season. They've now got the midfield to the stars and all this sort of thing. And Carlton gets continually talked down as being like a bottom four, if not wooden spoon type club this season. Yeah. Especially on the Big Footy main board. And we often compared to Brisbane, and people saying that Brisbane are going to just destroy us. We're going to finish much higher. We're not even the same ballpark, that sort of thing. So I'm very keen to see how they're going. Their youngsters go through the NAB Cup and whatnot.
Yeah, no, good call. I suppose we don't have too much to write home about as far as our club's concerned. We have more higher expectations than what we've been showing of late. But and until we get the results, then we can't really talk big. But geez, it's I think we've been very harshly analysed.
I think so as well. And just go back to Brisbane. I mean, yeah, look, they may have added to their midfield, but I can't really see anyone they're actually going to kick the footy to. So unless their midfield's going to kick goals, I just think they're going to struggle to kick a winning score this year.
The season hasn't started yet. Everybody is an expert during the off-season, but let's actually just wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Who's the team to beat for you guys this year?
Oh, I just want to beat Richmond round 1, and then I'll focus on the rest of the year.
I mean, we're talking about premiership favourites here. Who do you think?
Them. I don't even think that far ahead. But probably Port Adelaide.
Yeah. I still think Hawks. Yeah, the Hawks are going to be just unbelievable this year again. But North, I've got as a smoky as well. I reckon North and Hawthorn are going to be the top 2 teams.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
What? Honestly.
Just saying.
Just don't see it.
Just stay on a different podcast, mate. That is bad.
Oh, look, they've got an older list. Their midfield was very good. They really do have stars all across, like A-grade players right across the ground. Even their fullbacks to their full forwards and such. And then now they've just added to them last year.
Is that North?
So, yeah. About North.
Okay. Right.
Oh, come on, tell me you wouldn't take Drew Petrie in a heartbeat if he said I want to come to Carlton.
Well,
no.
I went to quite a few last year for my sins. North's all right. I'd rather North than Hawthorn, but honestly, I cannot see them finishing top 2.
Okay. No, fair enough.
Yeah, let's fight over it.
Fine. It's happening.
All right.
I'm getting warmed up.
The top 3 will be Hawthorn, Sydney, and Port in no particular order. So
I'd say so.
I can see Sydney. There's still got a lot of quality there, and I can see them. Some of their players are only going to get better, and the likes of Tom Mitchell will come into the side, and Isaac Heaney might get a few games, and I think they've bolstered their midfield, and they've lost a couple of older players, but you'd have to think that they're going to still be up in that top echelon as long as Buddy's getting a kick.
I think them losing Malcheski might hurt them a little bit. I mean, he was a really good distributor of halfback, so I think the loss of him might be a little bit underestimated, to be honest.
Yeah, but you're still talking flankers, so they're the types that can be replaced a lot easier than your spine. I still think that they'll find a body to fill that spot. All right, that's enough talking about other teams, as if we really give 2 hoots about them anyway. We might leave it there. It's been a pretty good first podcast back. And we'll work out over the coming weeks when we're going to do this, or a regular night or 2 nights a week. And we'll keep you posted. If anybody wants to come on the podcast, we are always excited to hear new voices and new perspectives on things. So don't be scared to head into our podcast threads and let us know you want in. We'll be happy to accommodate you. So we'll leave it from now. Thank you, ShanDog.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, HBF.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Yoko. Maybe.
I'm not Yoko. That's bullshit. I'm going to stand for this. I am not Yoko. I will split this joint up if you call me Yoko.
The name of the podcast this week will be I Am Not Yoko.
Done.
All right. Catch you next week, guys. See you.
Bye.
Bye.